near where I live in Tottenham, there's a roundabout, and just off the roundabout, there's a big yard full of fairground attraction machines. You know, the dodgems and the bumper cars, and they're there for the winter. And I've always passed this place ever since I was a kid. And I had this idea of a song about a fairground. And the whole summer season is lost. And they're not sure whether they can survive. And so I thought, I need some reference. And what I try and do is I wrote a song about hill farming, and I spoke to John Wright, the late John Wright, about it. And I just collect names and expressions and as many phrases as I can. And some of them are inherently poetic. And one of our road guys, Josh, some of you may have seen Josh, tall, strapping guy. He's from sort of like a travelling family originally. They've settled in East Devon, but he's worked on the fairgrounds, or the loads, as he called them. We call them the loads, not the rides. And I said, give me some expressions. He said, well, what you see by the roundabout there is called the winter yards. And I thought, that's great. That's a lovely bit of poetry for lockdown, the winter yards. And he said, typically, he said, you need to get the smell, the diesel and the dust, and the flash and the tilt, is the decoration and the lights, and the moving days and the breaking ground. And I collected all these expressions, and they just seem to string together nicely. And he said, it's always called the gaffer. And if the gaffer's called Harry, his son's probably called Harry Jr. And he said, it's called that. He said, don't call them the carousels, we call them the bumper cars. Don't call them dodgems, and don't call them the gallopers. Gallopers. While the old man called me in last night, told me we had lost the fight, and the only way to make it right was to close the old fair down. He said, I'm really sorry, son, I can pay you for the work you've done, but I won't keep you hanging on till summer rolls around. For 100 years my family's worked these grounds, the county show, the village green, and the market towns. But now it's over. Now it's over. All locked down in the winter yards, the travelling life had left the scars on the gallopers and the bumper cars, all shining in the rain. And as we packed the gear away, I promised I'd be back one day. For one last ride I'd gladly pay to work these loads again. For I don't believe this way of life has passed. Now the smell of dust and diesel and the new mountain grass, the tilt, the flash, the move up and the pulling down. I miss the moving days and the marking out the ground. Now it's over. Now it's over. So I'll head down to my brother's farm, where the winter work will keep me warm. Turn my collar to the northern storms, and I'll shelter to the spring. But there's one thing every showman knows: people will need a place to go, for a film, a fair, a dance, a show. where we can shout and sing. And I'll drag my weary gaffer to his feet, and I'll say, the summer's here and there's people in the streets. Oh, your locked down winter yards, no place to hide. Step right up.